Hello world, it's your girl Becca Rose with Feel the Music, and I'm here today with Robyn from Sex Money Radio. So Robyn is a student at Fordham and a podcaster, a media personality. So we're going to talk today a bit about local artists and some other things on this beloved, we'll talk about what we think about this Black History Month, but on this Black History Month. So Robyn, welcome.
Hello, guys. I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much for that introduction. I'm ready to get into it all, honey.
Okay, you ready? I like that. And of course, no problem. So, first of all, I want to talk about who is Robyn? Can you just introduce yourself to the people?
Of course. So yeah, like it's so crazy too, because okay, I have a Finsta account, and on there, all I do is rant. And I literally asked myself this question while I was just posting. I'm like, who am I? Like, what is the main focal point that I kind of like want the world to perceive? What is my origin story? So I was literally like having a thought-provoking conversation like on there. But
on where?
On my Finsta. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it gets like that. It definitely gets like that.
Yeah. It's like one of those, I guess kind of innovative conversations. But aside from that, honey, I would say that I'm a very creative, innovative, inspired character. I think that I'm the type of person to think outside the box, but also challenge myself beyond my own means, honey. And I think that's where I came from with like my whole thought process of making Sex Money Radio. As a podcaster, I feel like I kind of really want to have the focal point of being as social as possible, because I came from a place where I was probably like this very shy and timid person at first, but I think that's really just because I had so many ideas when I was younger that I just didn't know how to cultivate them. So now I've reached an age where I'm like, fuck it, like we're all in, And
Oh, you were a shy kid growing up.
yeah, like during my teen years though, I'd say like when I was younger, like probably like a little peewee baby, I was very outspoken. But like once I hit those like awkward teen years, like yeah, I kind of doubled back a lot.
What do you think did that? Like, was it kind of like you feeling awkward in your body? Did you just feel kind of like you were going through your coming of age story and you just were trying to figure life out? Like, what do you think that was about?
Hell yeah. I think you definitely hit it on the, head there. I feel like, you know, during that transition, like from middle school to high school for me, it was just like a completely different ball game. So I'm like, okay, let's see how we're gonna navigate that. And as I'm navigating, I'm feeling like so out of myself that I'm like, let's double back a little bit. Let's just be an observer. So that's how I was. Like, I wanted to be so social back in high school, but I was like, you know what? I'll just stick my head in the books and see what's life like there for me. And yeah, like throughout that, I have like been in situations where like I was able to grasp a lot, especially with art, I feel like. And so art became my medium. For me, it was just like, if I can't verbally describe everything that I'm feeling at that point in time, then maybe like let's try a different medium. So I used to like sit like on my personal time and like just journal and stuff like that. But I'd also watch a lot of like, talk shows, honey, Oprah Winfrey.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Oprah, honey. And also like, I was reading great poets like Maya Angelou. And yes, like I feel like with Maya, she went through this point in her life where she went mute, like completely mute because of an event that happened to her. But she persevered so hard and like she became like a world-renowned poet, and she was like there, she was talking at like colleges and all that stuff. And so like I feel like she's been my greatest motivation
up until the day she died too, really. That she was ready to go and talking still. Like she was gonna talk to us. So yeah, much love, RIP to Maya Angelou. But okay, cool. So you got out of that shell, and so now you're very social focused in your ventures with Sex Money Radio.
Indeed. And I feel like I'm back to my own self, like that space that I've always wanted to find. Like I definitely am embodying that. And the visions that I have for myself is literally just like oozing through me. So I'm very proud of myself for that. Yeah, I feel like with Sex Money Radio, I'm creating a platform, not just for me, but, like for others to definitely have the opportunity to, like even come out of their shell, build their portfolios, as artists and creatives, and just share their opinions, just about what it is that's going on, in the world right now, and also just like with their work. So yeah, those are two focal points that I kind of like want to continue to highlight and emphasize throughout my craft.
Okay, I love that. And speaking of Sex Money Radio, it's the name of your podcast, it's the name of your radio show. Can you describe what entails? Like, what do you do? What do you talk about? Who is featured on Sex Money Radio? Like, what's the show about?
Oh yeah, of course. So Sex Money Radio is a podcast that is hosted monthly. I chose monthly because, as a college student, I want to make sure that I have time for everything that's going on my plate. And also, like, this was a project that I walked into not completely being sure about, honestly. Like, the type of person that I am, like, I'd start something, I would be like so focused, and then, like, I kind of die off. So I wanted to make sure that I was, hitting the nails on the head and making sure that my objectives and my schedules were literally like meeting up with me. So I knew that I wanted to go into podcasting for like maybe 2 years, and I wanted to take my time with it, curating the idea and, sculpting out the details and all that. And so I have 2 interviews that I have posted up on Apple Music and Spotify and Anchor. And my first ever interview was with a good friend of mine. He goes by Tony Smeezy. And the chemistry was like literally off the chain. So I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, this is good. Like, I like it. The feedback that I got about it was awesome. I was like, okay, I'm reassured, like, let's go. And then I just moved on to month 2, and month 2 was with also a great friend of mine that both are artists. I didn't mention that Tony is an A&R, but yeah, so he's more behind the scenes. And my most recent interview was with Grandmaster Shogun, and he is a rapper himself. So we also dabbled in the topic of Black History Month. I felt like it was really important to touch bases with that because, of course, like a huge thing that's been going on in my life right now is culture. I feel like as I'm growing, I'm finding the pieces to myself, and I know that culture plays such a huge role and such a huge impact in my personal identity. And I want to make sure that I emphasize as much as I can and really just get myself to the point where, like, I'm not only just doing it on a local level, but hopefully one day it's on a grander scale. But listen, like, I'm manifesting it, honey.
Right. And I mean, you're off to a great start with an AR and a, like notable artist. So like, do you feel like you see, it seems like you feel like very affirmed in this. So is that what I'm getting? That like, you feel like, okay, I'm meant to do this, like Sex Money Radio, like it's going to take off.
Oh yeah, like, and it's crazy too because, honey, I prayed so much, and I feel like this story is really interesting that I'm about to share right here because I remember one time I was just walking by the park near my crib, and this guy, he comes up to me, and mind you, we don't know each other from a hole in the wall, honey, and he looks at me and he's like, listen, you have potential. And he was just like letting all this stuff onto me. And he was saying like, you know, is there something that you want to do, honey? Like with your voice, can you sing? I was like, I can't sing. But
no, Robyn, album coming soon.
Right? Like, come on now. No, but he also said, he was like, listen, if you're not singing, then you probably must want to do a podcast or something. I was like, huh? And mind you, this was when I was just like in draft mode. So, you know, like, I guess hearing that also, and, you know, like he was just like saying all this stuff at once. And, you know, I had a spiritual connection in that moment that kind of woke me up and said, girl, get your ass up and you go to that studio and you see what he's talking about. And so, yeah, like from there, I feel like that was more of a spiritual inspiration for me to, you know, just say, okay, maybe that's confirmation. And then, I mean, along
like a
the way,
divine message or something. Cause like,
yeah.
was that like an out of place event for you? Like people don't usually come up and say things like that or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also crazy too, because like, I think that week back to back, it was this woman that also, you know, like she came to me and she affirmed me and she said, hey, we're going to run into each other again. And I actually ran into her on her birthday. And I was like, yeah, I was like, okay. So, you know, I don't take lightly to like, you know, that spiritual intervention, because I know like it's not just going to come out of nowhere and it's not going to be like, you know, something is strained. Like it's going to be natural and I'm going to feel safe in that moment. So
it felt like the alignment was real. So yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, so like you're talking about Sex Money Radio and you feel like very uh, affirmed in continuing this like, you know, platform of yours. So you work with, or you're planning to work with like local artists. Local artists is kind of like your niche when it comes to this. What draws you to local artists? Why local artists?
I feel like local artists have more of an experience to share. I feel like their stories are more, you know, like progressive. And I think that now in my life, like progression is what's most important, because you allow yourself to see growth. And you know, you don't want something that's just like for the hot moment, because of course, like when things are for the hot moment, like, you know, it could come and fade, but like you want longevity, and that's what I kind of search for. And I feel like, you know, local artists have that.
Okay, that's what's up. And do you have your eyes set on a certain local artist? Like, is there someone where you're like, look, I've been watching their work, I've been listening to their music, and I would love to interview them?
Of course, like I actually talked to someone that I met on Quadio, which his name is, or what he goes by is Fat Westbrook. And so like he and I were in conversation and he shared his story with me. And I would say like that was such a like memorable piece in my mind that I just said, okay, like off rip, that I want to interview this person, because he genuinely has such a strong and diverse story to tell. And I feel like, of course, going back to culture, like that's what I am sculpting for, just to share stories that, you know, like bring impact. So I think that he definitely does that. And I am definitely looking forward to covering him.
Well, Fat Westbrook, you've heard, you've been invited. Okay, you better get in while it's hot, so you could say I was like one of the first, okay, to be on Sex Money Radio. So dope. And for the people who don't know what Quadio is, it's this app for students who are interested in creative ventures. So you've got a lot of like singers, you know, writers, photographer, just all kind of creatives on Quadio, and it's a play on radio. So if you are a student, because you have to log in through your student, you have to like use your student login to access it. So no, none of y'all dudes who just be coming on college campuses to party, but like don't go to school and have been out of school for years. All right, like this is not for you. This is for students. So you can log into Quadio. So it's just QU and then audio like radio. So QUADIO, and all students are, you know, welcome to use that platform. So yeah, that's like and how else has Quadio benefited you? Because we met on Quadio. You've got your eyes set on a local artist that you met on Quadio. Like how's it working for you?
Yes, I love Quadio so much, mainly because it's like like I said, like you mentioned, like it lists just like so many artists of various kinds. Like you can always network, and I've networked, and I've met with so many different kind, or at least I've spoken to so many different kinds of artists, like of various mediums. I believe one of them happened to be Cherry Bomb, I believe, and she is a painter, I think an acrylic painter, and seeing her work was literally like jaw-dropping for me, because I I honestly like see myself being so inspired like as soon as I like came on the app. Just seeing how interesting and how like vigilant and how like open-minded, like so many artists are. Like I gain just as much perspective as just like hearing them, seeing them, talking to them, like, even seeing what they do. So yeah, one thing I would say, like, it definitely like being inspired, and also networking. So yeah.
Right. And like, now we're seeing this quote go around that's like, there's a world of strangers waiting to support you, or like your supporters are strangers. So it seems like your experience with Quadio reinforces that idea. But what is your relationship to like pursuing this like, podcasting, personality, persona? How's your experience been with that, with getting support from, people versus people you don't know?
Yeah, I like, definitely to piggyback off of what you said, I feel like it's so much easier to receive so much kind of love from people that you don't know, which is crazy. Because like you would think the opposite. You would think that people that know you are definitely going to be so much quicker to jump ship. But don't get me wrong, I have so many friends and so many like people that I have on social media that like agree with what I'm doing, and they definitely share it. But like I would say, like, across the board, it's it's I still feel like the people that I know personally would, like, or are more supportive. But it's also like, okay, you also see like so many others that you don't know, and they're definitely going hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess, like, to be fair, it's like a I don't know, it's like an equilibrium, I guess. But I mean, also the thing is, it's crazy too, because I've seen that my podcast reached Canada, which was like so surprising to me. I
Shout
mean,
out to
only
Canada A.
hello, like I was like, okay, heard Canada, like what? I mean, only 2%, but 2% is better than no percent at all, honey.
Exactly.
Mhm. But I'm just like so surprised that it even reached that far, I guess. Well, I mean, it's not far, it's just right up,
It's
up the
international. That makes you international. That's far. You
that
don't
is
gotta you don't gotta undermine it.
that's true. But yeah, like just to go back to the question, it's like, I guess both of them, kind of support me the same way.
Okay, that's good though. That's a refreshing like experience, because a lot of the times people do like have issues with the people they know supporting them. So it's good that you've got more of that 50-50, because support is definitely going to help you and encourage you to keep doing this, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
also, like you said, you've been pacing out your shows monthly as a student, and you've let me know that you're attending Fordham, which is a great school. Shout out to folks who go to Fordham. What's like the thing you taught? Like, what's like the mascot, or the like, I go to NYU, we're like Violet Pride, but like, what's the thing? What's the like school spirit thing y'all say over there?
Oh, the Go Rams.
Go Rams. Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool. Well, go Rams then. And so you're a psychology major,
indeed.
and you're pursuing this podcasting. So, you know, what does your school experience? How does your school experience relate to Sex Money Radio?
That's a good question, actually. My school experience, I would say, like, of course, Fordham is a PWI, but of course, like, it's, I feel like with my school experience, it's one of those things that it's like very, hold on, give me. I would say the result of that is kind of something like this. Like, I'm meeting so many people of very diverse backgrounds, and it's all new to me. Like, I've always been, like, in classrooms with people that look like me. Okay. I'm a Black girl, and I'm aware that, like, I have people that are just like me. Going to a PWI, it's kind of different. Now,
Also, you had a culture shock because all your schooling was predominantly Black, and then you go into this PWI. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, like, this is a whole new ball game. But the thing is, I warmed up pretty quickly, like maybe after my last semester, because of course, like, I was a transfer, and then I like had that COVID stuff, like that COVID that was going on. So we were all online, and then we finally got back to campus. And after that, like, the first semester back, I was like, whoa, like, okay, culture shock happened. And I'm like, where the hell do I fit in? That was one experience. And then, this semester I'm comfortable and I'm venturing out and I'm joining clubs and I'm, talking to people, and I'm learning a lot about, like, like I said, culture. And I feel like, bringing it back to that, not to bring it back to that, but, come on now, just tying it all together. It made me appreciate what I did not know. And I feel like this school is also teaching me that, I have so many, like, desires just to play out. I feel like just being in this opportunity, I feel like, higher education is important. Being in Fordham alone is a great deal for me, especially because of, like, all the resources that they have, all the people that I'm able to meet, all the clubs that I've joined, and all the things that I've learned thus far is really just allowing me to proactively, like, just dive in headfirst to any and everything that I want to do, but making sure that I have the time, the space, and the resources to, like, continue that. So I would say, like, it definitely taught me to pace myself. Being the type of person I used to be, honey, I used to just do things and I'm like, okay, I'm a little burnt out, but
I was just gonna say, you just trying to be that superhero Black woman, huh?
yes, honey. But I said, shit, fuck that. Oh wait, can I curse?
Yeah.
I said, shit, fuck that. I said, listen, I ain't gonna play no superhero, because I'm pretty sure, a lot of these kids here, they are not as smart or as creative or as knowledgeable as I am. You know what I'm saying?
Part.
I don't have to, yeah, and I don't have to prove that shit. So I finally got to a space where I'm comfortable enough to say, okay, listen, I can be all right with what I got going on.
Right. Yeah. Black women, whoever feels they're always trying to prove themselves, do not run on E to make a point to people who are still going to, count you out. Like, do your best, but get some rest as well. Like, please.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Right. That was a little slogan-y. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever puts it on a t-shirt, give me some money. But okay, no, so thank you for that, like, perspective as a student, because students who are also like running, like they have a platform, or they have a small business, or they have outside things going on, or even if they're already working a full-time job as a student, there's just a lot that goes into being a student. And it's just always good to hear a student doing, like, fulfilling their dream, but also making sure they have space to, like, do well in school. We saw Meg do it, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, that can happen, and you can come on top and balance the two out. So the only other thing I wanted to ask about like Sex Money Radio is just kind of like, what are the highs and the lows of podcasting? Like anything, like you can say a best and a worst or however you want to talk about it, but just give us the highs and the lows of podcasting.
Oh yeah. Like, okay. So the thing is, like, I am running Sex Money Radio completely by myself. And I feel like the highs of that is like, meeting new people or having new inquiries and, seeing that people are invested in supporting you. Like that makes my day. That literally brings me joy just to also like hear the edits, like once the edits are done and it's literally like music flowing off my damn ears, I'm in love. Like that makes my day, because it's like, damn, I'm doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I put my mind to it and I'm finessing it. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like a personal fulfillment, because I've always wanted to do this shit. Like, regardless if I had like, whatever attention that I'm having now regarding that, like if I didn't have that and I was just doing the podcasting, but I was still going to the spot where I'm recording at, and I'm just making myself like very indulged in it and consistent, like that makes my day. Because the thing is, like, I haven't been that type of person to be consistent, like I said. So this is a new high for me alone. And the lows though, I would say like, it's just like last time that I was recording, I felt like, doing just something as simple as the timestamps was just so draining to me, because I had to listen to it like so many times and I had so much work piling up, because again, your girl is a college student. So it's like, bruh, like on top of that work, and then just like reminding myself, hey girl, make the timestamps. Like that's when I wish I had help, or just like a good like friend to say, okay, listen, I'll do it for you, But, again, like, it's like also another part of me that's like, no, listen, I don't think that you should allow anybody to do this, because you know how you want it to sound. So it's like the dilemma of, like asking for help versus doing it on your own. And I feel like as time goes by, I do want to, allow my platform to grow where I can like, call in help. But also like it's another thing where you have help and you want those people to be just as dedicated as you. So yeah, like
Do you feel like that's your perfectionism coming into play or something, or like analysis paralysis? Because people who are, I know your type, the people who are like hard to let go of responsibility, and they kind of want to do everything, but you at a point really can't do everything. So is that what I'm sensing right now?
girl, you done read me to feel
a little literary moment.
I'm like, oh Lord, am I cracking? Nah, that's not. Nah, but yeah, you definitely hit the hammer on the head right there, because it's like it's really much a habit for me. I mean, like, yeah, I can ask for help. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when it comes to, small stuff, just I can ask for help. But I just feel like this is so big to me. I just don't want it to, like crumble. That's why, like, I would always say like my podcast is literally my baby, because it's developing, So
Right,
yeah.
yeah. No, I do empathize with it, but I just had to see if that's what was going on. So,
Nah, yeah, you're right.
as as you build and let the reins loose, is there any folks in mind that you want to work with? Would you keep using Quadio to connect with people, like, or is it kind of like you're not even thinking that far ahead yet?
Oh no, like of course, I like for my co-host, like, that potential spot there, I definitely do want to jump on, getting the person that I first interviewed, Thoni Smeezy, because like I said, like that like chemistry I felt was definitely unmatched. And also like he's very dedicated, which I love because I feel like it's a match as far as, you know, like the communication will go, and also like the determination. So yeah, definitely that. And also like for later positions, I was thinking about like maybe a social media coordinator, because honestly, I'm not too much with social media posting. Like, honey, my boo was telling me from my personal account, he's like, girl, you should post more. Like, I'm like, I don't know about all that,
Yeah.
but but yeah,
Well,
like,
well, the people will be curious, you know, the people will want to know like who's the lady behind the mic and all of that. So, you know, he's not wrong.
that's true. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll show my face a little more, you know.
It feels like that shyness is coming back around.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like when it comes to, I guess, putting myself out there, you know, that is something that I kind of reserve myself from. And I'm like, okay, that's a dilemma right there, because it's like you have to be a radio personality, right? Like, so I feel like I'm still in the midst of like cultivating my, you know, radio personality as well. Because that's like another alter ego, you know? Like that's like, you know,
That's your Sasha Fierce. I
yes.
feel you.
Yeah.
I so
Yep.
feel you. Okay. So you do separate your you know who you are personally from who you are publicly. You think there's a pretty big difference.
I think like the main thing is really just like hmm I don't know. Like I wouldn't say yes, because I feel like once I'm comfortable, I'm definitely like that person, like both ways. Like as I am like super, I don't know, like intimate, like versus public, like I can be like the same way either or. But I feel like what really just brings me is comfort. I feel like comfort is a big thing. And when I'm in a situation, like I can definitely shine bright. And honestly, like once I get comfortable, just like I am now, honey, I'm just gonna talk endlessly, and I'm just gonna like, you know, I'm just gonna love like the spotlight. I'm not gonna lie. Like like I love
Hey, look, nothing wrong with that. And I mean, that's a good. It's good to be a podcaster and you know not be mad at the attention. You know.
yeah, like I love that. Like, and sometimes I just wonder like if it's too much. I feel like that's what stops me. But honestly, I really do love being over the top. I love like just talking, having conversations, and that's why I love meeting people. I feel like you know, because the thing is like I feel like people kind of like bring lots to the table as far as like discussions and opinions and all that stuff, that good stuff there. And like if I'm in the midst of that, if I'm like just immersed in it, like that's it. Like you've locked me out, like you locked me down and you have a friend for life. Like, but yeah, like things like that. I think that in regards to personality, because I have a Leo moon, it's just like, yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's doing it.
Mhm,
Shout out to
mhm.
you, attention hungry Leos. Love y'all. So well, thanks for that, Robyn, so much. So we can pick. Do you want to play a Black History Month game or a Zodiac game?
Ooh, do we have time for both?
We might, but if we don't, let's see which one we prefer.
Okay. I really, oh man. Okay, I'll say Zodiac game because I like.
Okay. Because the Zodiac one is still Black History Month oriented. So,
Yes.
you know, as I just came for the Leos a little bit, and I will reveal my Zodiac at the end of this so y'all know why. But this segment is called Zodiac Drag, Black History Month edition.
Yes, please.
So with this, there are 5 different type of black tropes, stereotypes, whatever you want to call
Oh
it.
Lord.
Um, and forewarning, don't take this too seriously, y'all. Like, these are just jokes. Like, don't try to cancel us. We just got on. Don't try to get us off. But so basically there's 5 different types of, Black personality tropes, and you just have to say which zodiac would most likely emulate this trope and why. Or you could use a real life example or whatever, but yeah, well, that's the game. So does it make sense?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the first one is, who is the zodiac coon?
Oh my God, what is his damn name? He was on Everybody Hates Chris, but he was the dad.
Terry Crews, yeah. Okay, let me see what a zodiac is, because I agree. Whatever his sign is, yep, they got it.
Was he like an Aries or something?
Let's see. Come on, Googles. Because yeah, so like, what is so coonish about him? I mean, we know why, but like, just for the people, why?
Honey, I think he made a comment about Black women, saying that, did he say that they were undesirable, or am I getting my celebrities mixed up?
So many have said that it's hard to keep track of who.
I know, which is crazy. But
I know he didn't defend Gabrielle Union when she talked about receiving like discrimination on, was it America's Got Talent? And then he also like seemed very anti Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
Okay, yeah.
I can't believe him though. And then it's like, I've seen a post about, a whole bunch of like Black creatives, like actors, models, etc. And he was in there. And so I was like, I'm gonna share this, because honey, he can't be in this appreciation post. Like, that's not a given.
Right. No, take him down. him and his shaking boobies.
Oh yeah, like, come on now. He's too old for that.
And it's interesting that you said him, because the only other person that comes to mind for me who is kind of like a baby Terry Crews is the Groovin Gorilla. You seen him?
No, hold on. I'm gonna Google that, because
he is this hulking Black man who jumps
wait.
off of treadmills and just starts dancing and shaking in the party, and everyone's like, "You are too big and muscular to be moving around like that. Calm it down." Like, but he gives Terry Crews.
Yeah, he definitely gives it. Yeah, he's on TikTok and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious, because like I would see him and I'm like, okay, the first one I had a little laugh over, and it's like the second and third one, I was like, okay, like I was like, he must be
getting cringe.
Yeah, very much cringe, but he seemed happy. But you know what? Actually, in all seriousness, though, I feel like he does it in spaces. Well, okay, I've seen one. I think it was when he was inside this like food spot or whatnot. And I just found that to be repugnant. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
After he ate that fried chicken and then spun into an usher.
Literally. Yo, yes, exactly. And I'm like, okay, like I just had to rub my neck in discomfort, like literally.
Right. It's kind of giving tomatoes, that one especially, because like why you gonna bite right into the fried chicken? I mean, and we do love fried chicken, but like, sir.
Yeah, like come on.
Context is everything. So it looked crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like he was just putting on a freaking show. And honestly, like, for that, like, it's like, okay, that's why we're stereotyped, because he, like, in all types of like, like, I guess Hays and Haas, like he does this. I think it was one where I seen he was just doing this in front of white people, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like you're having
was in front of white people with the fried chicken.
Like, bro, and I'm like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why they always, I mean, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? But it's still like, dude.
But they were definitely looking like, I'm trying not to,
not
to be problematic, but we knew what they were thinking.
And I'm like, come on now, don't freaking entertain these people. I mean, hey, listen, if you're doing that shit, like do it in front of Black people. Because come on now, we just gonna laugh and we gonna cup your ass and we gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But they're literally, I don't know.
Well,
like,
I think the Black community is also over his very muscular behind dancing. They're kind of like,
hell yeah.
but you
Hell
know, it is kind of like, okay, he's having fun, but also it's a lot. It's a lot.
yes.
But I
Yes.
can't find the Groovin' Gorilla Zodiac. I'm on his IG page now trying to see if I can find a birthday post, but it's just really muscular legs. It's a lot of muscular. It's quads. And
Yeah.
but as far as Terry Crews, his birthday is July 30th, so he a Leo. So
Oh,
it looks like it looks like we're gonna give Leos the coon sign. But so then the next one is the Zodiac Hotep.
oh my God. Dr. Omar.
Oh my, yep. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. You know, like honestly, like he's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think he violated Terry Crews too. So that was actually a great follow-up. Can't lie.
Yeah, and he is the most memeable doctor. I don't know if I think he actually is a doctor, but like I think he holds a PhD. So yeah, he's the most memeable doctor ever, and I live when I see his memes.
Oh yeah, he definitely be setting the community straight. I can't lie. But he's literally like he's also too much. Like, but honestly, I think that when he does it, he's also like very humorous and witty. But Lord have mercy, he be down people's throats, honey, with his belief. It's giving Sagittarius. I can't lie.
Oh well, his birthday is August 21, so I think he's on the cusp of Leo and Virgo.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's interesting. But I agree. I think he's like the perfect hotep. I can't even think of anyone else. But yeah, so we're gonna give it to Virgo then as the Zodiac hotep. But Dr. Umar, keep being you because
Yes.
you're enlightening some and you are cracking others up. So
Honestly.
either way, the impact. But so then now the Zodiac Mammy.
Oh Lord. That's a good one actually. I need a moment for that because mammoth, right?
Yeah. Just someone who will not who's just doing the most, who will not I don't know, get them off the nipple. It's just doing a lot.
For some reason, I'm like compelled to say Chris Brown. I can't lie.
As the Mammy, that's so funny. What's the reasoning? What's the reasoning behind this?
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, he's actually pretty crazy about Karuchi, and he used to like stalk her, which is not like cool, but he needs to get off the titty. That's one thing that damn, I guess is gonna go down a little dark tunnel. I can't lie. But also like he's very I think that's more
He's
fitting.
problematic. Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Well, hey, I will take it. That was not the answer I thought, but I'm not mad at it, so I'll take it. Because yeah, Chris Brown definitely. If anything, I would look at it like he's received a lot of mammy-ish behavior, and people have enabled him his whole life. That's what it appears like to me. But that's the answer, so we're gonna go with it. And his birthday is May 5th, so he is a Taurus, right?
Okay. Wait, so what were you saying? Who are you gonna pick?
If I had to pick a Zodiac mammy, who gives me mammy? I would say oh my God, someone did come to mind, but I'm not gonna say it because I actually love her. Who's someone I don't like that I don't mind calling okay, who's the woman who was running in Texas but never got any the Black woman who was running in Texas for governor and she didn't win, but she was a big role in letting Kamala become president. I think Stacey Abrams or something.
Let me see, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a oh, from Georgia, not Texas, a Georgia state representative. And it's not even for me to pick on her to say she's a mammy, but like I think she's just a mammy because she like puts everyone before her. And like, you
Mhm.
know, when she needed to like get support and try to win this race, people didn't invest in her. But then now when
Mhm.
it's time to push a half black, half Indian woman, a Blasian, if you will,
Mhm.
into, you know, a seat of power and one of the most coveted seats of power, you know, Stacey was a pivotal role, but she didn't really get the rewards of it. And what's interesting about that is that like I've said this on Instagram, and it
Mhm.
started dialogue and no one got what I meant because Mammy is derogatory. It's not a good thing. And I don't think that like Stacey Abrams is still a very established, fantastic person. But
Mhm.
like, you know, if you compare her and Kamala as far as looks, like Kamala's more conventionally attractive and Stacey's like kind of like, you know, the trope of a mammy physically and like the way she works. It's like people are benefiting from her work way more than she's benefiting from her work,
Mhm.
despite how much she's established for herself. But like she should have been governor of Georgia or whatever role she was running for, but they didn't give it to her. But when it's time for her to help someone else, like she was able to put in that work double, triple, quadruple time and, you know, make results happen for other people. So that's what I mean with like Mammy. But honestly, I love your answer with Chris Brown because he
but
said,
I also love your answer too. I loved how defined it was, because the thing is also like just getting to Kamala as well, like being that she's, you know, mixed, right? During the time of the election and whatnot, like they made it seem as though like she was strictly black, the first black woman. That was her title. You know, instead of saying the first biracial, at least from the posts that I've seen. And you know, like that right in itself was literally just like infuriating to me, because at a point in time, like she literally had no respect for the black population, or at least like the black population that was, you know, um and criminalized.
right, she
But
was like a corrections officer before.
yeah, and I think like with what was it, like the reform, the prison reform, yeah, she wasn't really too hot on the topic, you know. She was just saying like, okay, if they're in there then they're supposed to be in there, at least from what I like picked out and deciphered, which was crazy to me, you know. But also like she's another topic, you know. She's
Right,
but
yeah, that's like a different story, another
hell
conversation
yeah,
for
hell yeah.
another day. But no, I get you because you know they did the same thing to Barack. I don't know if like the political world is afraid of biracial people, but it's like they could exist, you know. Like I don't know. It's just very interesting. But yeah, like she wasn't the most supportive of the community.
Mhm.
And then of course, you know, people think interracial people don't have like they're racism free. It's like, oh, they can't be racist. They're dating a black person. It's like, no,
Right, that
that's
right there.
very idealistic, but no.
Yeah, like that definitely pisses me off. And it pisses me off because, you know, like if they are more than one race, why are they automatically, you know, thrown into the column of black? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If they are biracial. So that right there, like they're 50-50 of both. And I feel like it's automatically thrown onto the black community to accept biracials, which is not a problem, I guess, but it's also like invasive. Like, bro, are you giving us the choice, or are y'all just saying that y'all are black because y'all want to be in the community? It's like the
Right.
appreciation. Yeah, it's like the appreciation, quote unquote, wants to be there, but it's like when it comes down to actually supporting like black lives and understanding like black history, that right there, it just goes numb. Like, yeah, then they're biracial, or then that's when they kind of want to say, okay, well, you know, my mom or my dad is, you know, insert other race. Like, come on. Like,
Right, exactly. It's the selective, you know, and that's what the when you think about like the Black diaspora, and then you think about like multiracial people, you think about Afro-Latina people, that's that same issue. It's like, you know, it's selective blackness, depending on the environment situation. So no, I definitely feel you on that, because it does feel like, you know, I like, we're black 24/7. Like, we likes it over here. If you don't, like, you know, don't, you know, like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that either, but because that's another conversation for another day. But like, I will definitely piggyback on that with you, because yeah, I definitely feel like biracial people should be identified as biracial,
Thank
because
you.
that is literally what they are. It's not a bad word. It's not a scary word.
Yup.
It's just the truth. But
No, but you know, we see eye to eye though on that topic right there. Listen, we locked in with that.
right, yeah, we are on the same page with that, because you know, that conversation goes so left, and I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why, like, that's such a horrible thing to say, but it's literally true. I did not make this up. This is a fact. So, you know, but okay, so with the Zodiac Mammy, we'll give it to Chris Brown's birthday is May 5th. So he's like a Taurus, so Taurus. So then, who is the Zodiac Pan-African?
Honestly, yeah, I'm not even gonna say her because she wasn't really repping. Well, let's see. Who do I have on the tip of my tongue? I don't feel like I don't feel like Gabrielle Union excludes that. I mean, like I think she had like an outfit that represented Pan-Africanism, but I don't think that she maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would call her a militant Black before I called her a Pan-African. But if if that's the final answer, I'm cool with it.
Hmm.
Only person that came up for me was biracial J. Cole. So,
Oh yeah, that's actually a good one. And then like to piggyback off that, I guess you can say Kendrick Lamar,
ooh, true. Okay, so let's make them our bottom two, Kendrick or J. Cole. Who do you think is more Pan-African?
maybe. I'm not gonna lie. J. Cole definitely has Aquarius vibes, but I'm not gonna lie. It's like my soul is speaking to Kendrick. I can't lie. Like,
Okay.
hmm.
So let's see, because J. Cole, oh, he is an Aquarius. January 28th. That was okay, you're good. And then Kendrick.
Yeah, Gemini.
Oh, I should have known that. Yeah, because he said, I'm still an old school Gemini.
Yeah.
So okay, so Gemini could be the Pan-African zodiac. So then the last zodiac is the alternative Black. I no Black girls like me because I watched anime Black, or the Black girl who goes, Black boys were always mean to me. Like, just the alternative Black.
Have mercy. No, my first initial thought was definitely Willow Smith.
Oh!
Like that was literally on the top of my head, and the song that was playing was "Baby, Are You Coming for the Ride?" Literally.
Oh, meet me at our spot.
Yeah, I fuck with that song though. Don't get me wrong, but yeah,
I mean, hey, look, and she does actually have a bit of like a black tone in the topics of her rock songs, which I really really vibe with. Like, oh my god, her album, what was it called? Lately I don't feel lately, but that was brilliant. I really did like it, but I'm not mad at this answer at all, because Willow is definitely that alternative Black girl, okay, for sure. So let me see. What is Willow's birthday?
I feel like she's a Virgo.
Ah, I think Willow. I feel like she's given summer baby to me for some reason. So I will say not Cancer, but not Gemini either. I'll say Leo. I'll say Leo. Let's see. What is
All right.
Willow Smith? Willow Smith birthday. October 31. So she's
Libra, I believe. Oh, no, wait.
Scorpio.
Yo, yeah. Wow. But
Oh, okay. That makes sense too.
yeah, like she definitely gives off that vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so the zodiac alternative black is the Scorpios, and Scorpios do stay in their head and they're all quiet and observant, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's like a stereotypical alternative black kid trope. So okay, that's that one. So it looks like we still have time. If the Zoom boots us off, then we'll see, because I have the free version. But we can move on into the next game and segment, which is Black History Month. Who's ruining it? And I have a few people, and I'll tell you what the situation was with them, and we can say if they're ruining it, or if it's just, if it's not being ruined by them, if that makes sense.
Let's jump in. I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So the one and only Kanye West. Oh, wait. I mean, yay. And if people haven't been keeping up with Ye's situation, because they are not a glutton for punishment like myself, Kanye basically is in the midst of a separation / divorce with his wife, Kim Kardashian West, and she has essentially outed him for, when he moved to Utah or Ohio or Wyoming. When he moved to Wyoming, he was not seeing the kids, visiting the kids. She's basically been the primary caretaker of their 4 children. And since she's like filed for separation, she's been seen with Pete Davidson, and like he's basically her new, a companion. And Kanye is losing his marbles off around it. He is, he's went from like slandering Kim and talking about racism to now he wants his wife back. People allege that he threw the Free Larry Hoover concert with Drake in an attempt to get his wife back, because Kim has been helping free people from jail. And yeah, he's just not taking us out of the group chat. He was dating Julia Fox, and she was bragging about their dates. He was dating this black model for a quick second, but she got out of that mess pretty quick. Smart lady. And now the most recent update with this situation is that Kanye is walking around with a Kim doppelganger, a Kim lookalike. So like, is Kanye ruining Black History Month?
Actually, you are oh wow, you're so on point with that, because I was definitely gonna talk about his dupe. I think her name is Cheney Jones. She goes by Cheney Jones, and I literally posted that earlier today. I said Kim is
wow.
Like it's so funny. I said Kim is Balenciaga, since she has a deal with Balenciaga, and Cheney is like Zara. Like, yeah, because I'm like, wow, like, okay, that's interesting. I would say, honestly, he made a public fencer. Now, the rant that he has been going on lately, honey, I mean, that's tea. So I'm like, but he's making it all about him. I mean, that's regular Gemini shit.
Right.
Damn. I would say he's ruining that shit, but he's giving us tea at the same time. So could we really be fully mad? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I am, because it's like, sir, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like, I don't want to know. But true. Okay. I respect that, and I agree. I think he's ruining the month. And I just don't. And one thing no one's talking about that I wish he would explain, is why he had that weird mask of like a white man's face.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I think he had another one too. I think it was like a pig or something. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, Kanye, you really, and for the people who are like Kanye apologists, and they're always saying that like, oh, he has mental health issues, oh, he lost his mom. Y'all, at some point, we've got to stop giving this man excuses. Unfortunately, like a lot of people lose their parents like too soon, and like, have a hard time coping with that. And a lot of people have mental health issues. Most don't have billions of dollars to get the proper services, support, etc. So everyone who is like trying to say, oh, he's going through it, at a certain point, he's choosing to not get the help that he needs, because he actually has the resources. So I just can't imagine like someone who is underprivileged, going through bipolar, has lost a parent, and is being like forced by the masses to sympathize for Kanye when he's got billions of dollars and a network and just people, and could get the help. He can even get the services under a name. Like he doesn't even have to come in, like if he wants to keep it discreet, but like he has ways to get the help. So yeah, like whoever's defending him on that, I call bull. Like just stop. But so okay,
I also would say like it's kind of like the thing is mental health has been stigmatized, and a lot of people across the US, they already believe that mental health issues does not exist, or that it's easy to like, just get over. So I feel like his fans also make a mockery of it, like being apologists for him. But if this was just the average man, like, throwing a tantrum like this, would people apologize then? They wouldn't.
Right. They wouldn't.
Yeah. Like, it's like standards that I feel like doesn't apply to him because of how famous he is, because of his wealth. And he purposely, avoids going to therapy. Literally in his song Easy, he was like, what was it? Like, don't quote me on this, but he was saying like, Mr. Therapist, like, oh wait, actually he said that he doesn't negotiate with therapists. So no more counseling for him. But he's also been like going on these rants saying that, he doesn't trust therapists and things like that, like for a while now. So yeah, like I think things like that, there's no factors are taken into account when it comes to celebrities, period. Like people would excuse their behaviors just because they like the content that they put out, and then the slight entertainment that we see, just like getting a crack of his life. I feel like when people see that, they just go batshit crazy. So I feel like things like that, it should be monitored more. It should be kind of like deeply reflected, like would they also accept this if it had been anyone else?
Right. And the fact that he said that, it's like, Kanye, that is not cute. I truly don't like him. And it's so sad because he used to be one of my faves. But yeah, okay, that's good to know. So yeah. The next person who is, I guess on the I don't know what to call it, but is up for debate is Thoni Newton, and her, she was talking about a new movie that she was in. The role that she took was originally a white man, but they wanted to diversify the role and find a Black woman. And Thoni Newton was selected, although she is technically a biracial woman. And she was on some interview talking about the getting the part. And she said for the longest, she's wanted to apologize for two dark-skinned actresses that she gets chose over them. And she said, "My mama looked like you." And then she started crying. And then as she's saying like her mama looked like us, she started saying that, she's sorry that, she gets chose and that she's stealing our men, although she is married to a white man. So it was just a lot of like, are you just saying, it felt like I'm going to say all the key triggering things to upset Black women because that's like a latest marketing ploy. And we need some eyes on this new movie because Thoni Newton came out of nowhere with this like static, and it was a very like backhanded apology to Black women. And she went on about how, Black women were so mean to her and darker skinned women were so mean to her. So it was just like, you can't make this up. There's no way like she didn't say that stuff to cause like friction.
Yeah, that heifer can go kick rocks, okay? The audacity of her to really sit here and say some triggering stuff like that and then cry. Girl, right. Save your crocodile tears for somebody that don't know you, honey.
It was very much crocodile tears. I was like, Thoni, I remember you in Daddy's Little Girls, that Tyler Perry movie with Idris. You weren't on that tip then. You weren't on that tip with Norbit. Like what happened? Because I liked her. So I was like, what happened, Thoni? But
She's done. I mean, like, people show their ass, honey, when they start getting money and start getting a little clout or whatever.
right.
I mean, yeah, like, but that's so sad though, to really sit here and demise like the collective, like, and then say that you can steal our men. Girl, are you crazy? Are you insane?
Right.
While being married to
To a
freaking
whole white man.
like a patch.
And if I was her man, I would say, excuse me, what did that mean? Like I would be like,
right.
I would be like, bro, what's your problem? What's your problem, dude? I would have done that because like what are you talking about, Thoni? I'm your Caucasian man. Like,
right. I'm your boiled chicken, girl. Like, no seasoning. Like,
just a pinch of salt, okay? Like that's all.
Yo, it's so funny. Oh my gosh, talking about seasoning, honey, too much pepper for them, they tongue burn. How that happen? How that work? Even?
Yes. I watch Hot Ones, and every time a white guy's on it, I'm like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? Because them weeds get spicy. And the guy from the Foo Fighters with the long brown hair, the drummer, he was on. And he was talking about how the Gordon Ramsay episodes are his favorite, and how Gordon Ramsay like struggles. And Sean was like, yes, that European tongue. So I guess European white folks have a lower tolerance for spice. But I'm like, the white people in the States also do not mess with spice like that. Actually, I'm like, Sean Evans, what's in your ethnicity plate? Because how can you have them spicy wings every week like that and just like be nonchalant about it? So I don't know. He's got to have some heritage somewhere, but like
no, but also like, how they gonna steal all them spices and can't even eat none? That don't make sense.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yo, oh my gosh, they crack me up. Honey.
Literal spice wars for like y'all to be like, ooh, too hot. So it, but it's I don't know. It's just interesting thinking about what Thoni said, and like her being married to a white man. I just don't understand like why she said it. And I think she was just trying to get attention for the show. But it was just like, once again, you're punching down on Black women to get clout. And we're tired of it. We're really, take us, like Nene said, how'd I get into it? You see how I got in it? Like, take us out. So, Thoni, you have been deemed, you ruined Black History Month. So now, the next person is Nelly. So Nelly accidentally, quote unquote, posted a video of him receiving fellatio from a OnlyFans star. And it's like, how do you not know the difference between posting on your public platform to maybe, I don't know, I think he was trying to post on a private page or something like that. But like, yeah, Nelly posted his business while he was getting head. And people were making comments about the size of his his friend, underwhelming. So what is your what, did he ruin Black History Month, or he's good?
He definitely ruined Black History Month. And then on top of that, he got exposed. He exposed himself, actually. So he ain't got nobody to blame but himself.
Right.
And it's funny because he probably wasn't supposed to be doing that shit anyway, posting that shit. And he did it anyway, and it backfired because, yeah, like, Instagram has like the close friends like part right there. So he was probably trying to make it, green, that little ring, but that thing was actually purple, and he had to back that thing up for real.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's a millennial too. He's an older millennial, I think, but you grew up on the internet too, sir. So like, the difference between the buttons, which is why I'm like, was this a way to help promote the OnlyFans stars OnlyFans? Like, I didn't understand. I was very confused.
Yeah, for real. Like, especially not during Black History Month. Like, sir, we don't want to see your pecker, okay?
Right.
He could have kept that in his drawers or kept that in the little secret files or whatever the case was, But
yeah, he definitely could have kept that to himself, because like I didn't see it, thankfully. but I don't want to know. I don't know. I think these celebrities think just because we think they fine, we want to see all they junk. Like, it's like, no, not everyone wants to see that. You know, we've let it be known we don't want dick pics. We've already said that, right? Like, we are 100% good on that. But somehow guys are like, video of my peen? No, my guy. So okay, Nelly, you ruined Black History Month. That's what I did. So now, next up is Isaiah Rashad, who had a similar situation to Nelly. So Isaiah Rashad has a video circulating. He didn't post this, so someone posted it without his permission. Of him receiving fellatio from two dudes. People thought Isaiah Rashad was, you know, hetero. So obviously he may not be if he's caught in an act like that. And people are talking about it. Once again, did not see it. But yeah, did Isaiah Rashad ruin Black History Month or not?
He did not purposely intend to ruin Black History Month. Whoever exposed him ruined Black History Month. Now, what he ruined was probably, I guess, leading people on to believe that he was hetero while he's actually fluid. Now, I mean, hey, it's at people's discretion what they decide to do behind closed doors. Now, I'm not too sure about it because I didn't see either. Well, I didn't see either of them, but the way that it's being explained right now, whoever exposed him, they definitely ruined Black History Month.
I totally agree. I feel like, you know, I know it's dangerous to out somebody, especially like that. You know what I mean? Like, he obviously didn't want that information out. He doesn't say like, hey, look, I'm bisexual or I'm pan or I'm fluid. He, you know, he raps about bitches. So like, if that's the persona he's emulating, let him do that. And it's no one's right to out anybody. That's a very dangerous thing to do. He is a hip hop artist and there's a lot of homophobia in that world. So like, you know, y'all are whoever released it are compromising his like money, safety, mental health, a lot of things. So I so agree. The person who released it ruined Black History Month and is also, you know,
an asshole.
Yeah, yes, and like inherently homophobic, because to out someone is homophobic and dangerous. And yeah, I just love Isaiah Rashad and truly have been streaming his music and encourage others to do so, because we're gonna show him like, look, babes, we love you just no matter what. So like, stand in your truth. You know, if he feels compelled to live more authentically after this, good for him. If he goes right back on to acting like all he messes with is women, then by all means, like, I'm still gonna stream and rock with him, because it was no one's right to do that to him. So Isaiah Rashad, you have not ruined the month, and we love your Black behind. So, but not literally. I didn't watch the video. I don't know how your physical booty look, but the next people are Future and Kevin Samuels, because Future has a new music video out and he featured Kevin Samuels and was basically having a therapy like scene where Kevin Samuels says, you know, how much money do you spend on all these women? And, you know, Future saying, I don't know why, like, I just love to spend my money on women, and how he spends about $2 to $3 million on like spoiling these women and having babies with these women and stuff like that. And then he goes into the video. I didn't see it yet, but did Kevin Samuels and Future ruin Black History Month?
Oh my God, you know what? Like, I've seen like a snippet of like the interview, and I can't lie, it was kind of funny. I don't think they ruined it. I think, you know, well, I think they added a little funny touch or whatever, because the way that they were sitting like together. Now, here's the thing. Kevin Samuels, we know him as a misogynist, egotistical, annoying, bratty bitch of a guy. Like, that's how I see him, you know. And then Future's the same way. But I feel like, because I've only seen a snippet, I would say like him being honest Future, the thing is, he probably tries to portray like a rough act, like he doesn't care, but I mean, like, he's actually trying to search for love. I mean, like, if you spending all that money on women, there's no way in hell you're gonna sit here and act like you don't care about them, at least in my opinion, or at least like you're not searching for one. Now, I don't know about Kevin though, but that's another topic of discussion.
Right. Yeah, and okay, I respect that answer because I feel like, the young boys who are obsessed with both of these men, right? Like Kevin Samuels basically has a cult-like following, and a lot of incels love him, but also a lot of like, beta sigma men, or sigma iota type men, the average guy, like a lot of them also think he makes good points too, which is interesting to me. But like, so I think having young kids see them talk about it and like kind of reflect on like, is it like healthy to pursue all these women? What does it like? Is there some deeper thing behind looking for all these women? Because Future is a good looking guy, but maybe he didn't feel good. Like maybe he never felt attractive. So now that he has money, like he can kind of buy the attention or whatever and love, and like, and maybe that's his way to like express, like he expresses through his money. I don't know his childhood, but like he, like, it seems like he's definitely been through a lot. So yeah, with that, I think they ruined it though. That being said, I think they ruined it because first of all, Kevin Samuels is just a menace. He is going around trying to knock any semblance of confidence in women down. He just wipes it out. He does roast men as well, but come on, which are the videos that go viral? And what is he?
Right.
He knows the influence he has when he like comes for women so hard, and the women he usually comes for so hard are the darker skinned, bigger, or women. And he even said his type is like AKAs and red bones. So he's got some colorism going on. He's got he's got his own demons. And he's alleged to be, closeted. And once again, we don't out people, but it's also like, well, you are a salt beard man talking about what to do to get the woman, and where's your woman, sir? So there, and those suits are super tight. I mean, real tight suits, sir. I'm just kidding, y'all. Don't don't take that and run. But like, he definitely seems to have some animosity towards women, and he uses his platform to enact that, whether he admits it or not. And then Future definitely has animosity towards women, and especially when Ciara moved on and had a better life without him, he could not keep cool. Lori Harvey moved on, had a better life without him. He had to throw some shade. So like, they definitely are very toxic. So it just felt like toxic meets toxic, and let's make content. And like, I just, the mainstream and the popularization of Kevin Samuels is a little frightening to me, because he's just going to reach more dudes. And that's the thing. A lot of the guys, especially the incel type guys who take his stuff and run with it, they've got a fire under their feet. They are ready to like ruin women. And it's just like, all you're going to do is just get less and less pussy and just be angrier because you think you're Kevin Samuels and you're not. So yeah, I just feel like they ruined it. And Future, he is just so toxic. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he makes good music. I haven't kept up with his stuff over the recent years. Like, like him as an artist, but as a person, I'm to once again go to therapy. You have the money to do it. Yeah, you have the money to do it. So okay, so it's a 50-50 on Kevin Samuels and Future. So all right. And the last one to top off whether Black History Month has been ruined or not is DJ Academics. So DJ Academics spoke about some evidence of, there's like, the CIA basically confirmed that there's no DNA, there's none of Tory Lane's DNA on the weapon used to shoot Meg the Stallion. So Meg, of course, took offense to that and said, like, why are you lying? Why are you spreading rumors? Like, why are you trying to get attention? And DJ Academic said, I didn't actually lie or say anything that's not public record. And, Tory Lanez jumped in the conversation and said like, oh, because Meg said, well, if he didn't do anything, why did Tory Lanez DM me saying I'm sorry? I was too drunk. And then Tory Lanez said, it's because, I slept with you and your friend. That's why I was apologizing. But it's crazy how you flipped it. And then Party came in and was like, don't say nothing, come see me, to Tory Lanez. And crazy enough, little old Tory replied back to Party and said, I already seen you and nothing happened. Like, I was like, oh, so everyone was saying what they had to say, but basically academics is, kind of stirring the pot with the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case. And the wider conversation on social media has gone back to, believe victims, believe women, like, people are laughing at Meg Thee Stallion's pain. How many times does she have to say she's been shot? And so on and so forth. So do you feel like DJ Academics ruined Black History Month?
Hell yes. I am so tired of his mixy ass. All he do is know how to start mix up. And it's like you mentioned, like a couple seconds ago. Like, how many times does she have to apologize? And not apologize, but talk about, her events that happened. Why is it that, people don't take her seriously the first time that she even mentioned it? Why is it that, everyone wants all this proof, or why are there even sides being taken? If a woman got shot in her foot and she says that, well, and she has the evidence to prove that, literally, that's all you guys should have to know. That's all you guys should have to see. And I'm pretty sure if the same thing happened, if a man got shot in the fucking foot, then that's all that we would have to see, that they got shot, they were hurt. That's it, And it's very frustrating, the whole event and the whole like pot being stirred and all this, because I believe Meg said something along the lines like a while back about how Black women's, violence and assault is not being taken seriously. It's not being taken into account because it's like, it's always a versus kind of thing, where it's always like going into greater debate, like, oh, I need to see this. And people don't need to see shit. Honestly, it didn't even have to be, talked about, like, and the public gets a hold of it. Honestly, it's as like it, and it's still mind-blowing to me too. And I feel like it's causes like a great frustration, because if the safety of our women is being compromised and literally like questioned, then when does the actual like help, decide to come in? Like, when is that ever invited? Like, it won't be invited because it's not being taken seriously, And so, yeah, like, academics busted ass, like, he definitely, his mix.
I think it was Scotty Beam, but somebody called him a surprised honey bun, and I was dying.
Yo, people be violating him because he always want to be up in somebody's business. Like, what business does he have?
He surprised me too. I didn't know he was this much of a troll, because with the whole Migos thing, it felt like he was kind of scared. But then, like, yeah, no, he was rocking with Joe Budden. Like, he's just like, he loves like the drama and the trolling and the instigating. Yes. And he also is very slick. Like, he came for Black women in our wigs. He was like, oh, see, because the Black women will tell you that they wear the other hair to protect their hair. And it's like, that's literally what it is, though. Academics. If you want a frontal, just say so. I got you. I got your first wig, baby. Like, so.
No, because let's get into it. Men be wearing frontals too on a low. Like, if you want to cop one, then hey, like,
if we want to talk about it, the hairline be strong and fraudulent. Like, so, yup, faux locks, everything. So I don't know why guys are still mad that we wear wigs. You can get your wig too, boo, and you can look very cute. So do what you gotta do.
But there's a lot of men that literally, like, I feel like are so jealous of women just because women are just being.
Yep.
And that's sad. Like, bruh, like, are y'all really mad that we wear our hair a certain way, dress the way we do, and we don't even have to sit down and go into like freaking Dior or Louis Vuitton if we don't want to. Like we don't have to put on because
Right.
but the thing is, I feel like with toxic masculinity, they feel like they have to acquire things. And then it's like, okay, you guys have all this material possessions, but then y'all not right in y'all heads. Like,
Right.
it's like, bruh, take care of yourself. Maybe, like if you embody a self-care day, then y'all won't have to be jealous of women because you're taking care of yourself and you doing the things that you love for you. I mean, honestly, that's what I feel like. I feel like femininity is a dual thing. Like men can embody it as well as, women. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, bruh, just take a step back. Don't worry about material things. Don't be in no mix up. Don't be mixy. Don't try to spoil things for others or oneself. Okay. And just do things from that heart space. And I feel like sometimes men don't operate in the heart space. And that's why they have all this jealousy and greed and anger, especially towards women.
Right. And, Meg is definitely that woman that, like, I feel like guys who are steeped in toxic masculinity have an issue with because they look at her and they're like, wow, she's so fine. I want her. I desire her. I lust after her. But they also can't stand that she, put on hot girl summer and, like, encourages girls to women, all of us femmes to, like, live their best life and to have fun and to be free. Like, she twerked her way to get to her bachelor's, you know what I mean, like, and you're going to put respect on her degree and on her career. So and DJ Academics is also just making us big media people look bad, like, sir. Like, because now the fat jokes is coming out and I'm like, nah, y'all not gonna say I, like, I'm over here eating Doritos and Fritos and corn Fritos at night because of DJ Academics. So DJ Academics, please cut it out. But I agree,
Right.
he's absolutely ruined Black History Month and just needs to shut up. He's not a I mean, I guess it's a music, these are music artists, so it's kind of music journalism, but leave it to the courts, okay? Leave it to litigation.
Honestly,
Like,
honestly.
you don't
But
need
also,
2 cents.
but
But
also too, oh, I'm sorry, just one quick thing just before,
oh
you
yeah, no
know,
problem.
but yeah, like, it was also a thing where people would say like how masculine Meg was or how she looked or whatnot. And, that was a thing like a lot like circulating around, but she still persevered because she was still owning herself. She was still owning her body. And, like it's almost as if she didn't even see the comments. And I feel like that also gets people too, because, like she isn't hyper aware of like the criticism, or at least it doesn't like unfold where like she cracks.
Right. That's a good point because I do remember this thread where they talked about how people who are not trans can still be quote unquote clocked because, and Meg was on that list because a lot of people assume because she's tall, she's muscular, that like maybe she was trans, which is very transphobic, of course, but like, guys don't like women with a lot of muscle on them, with a lot of height on them, and things like that too. So it's like, and that's so interesting because you're getting like, she's kind of getting 2 sides of the same coin where it's like she's highly lusted, but people, even a lot of women will hate on her and say, oh, y'all give Meg too much, oh, horse this, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's like that woman is gorgeous. She is, like got a very like thick athletic build, you know what I mean? Serena's got a similar build, like, that's a beautiful body shape. So, and like she's beautiful, she's talented. So, and of course with a lot of, because Jocelyn Hernandez was also on that list. Like there's a lot of women who just have muscles and height on them that people want to like say, oh, is she really a woman? And it's like, let's not do that. So
Yeah.
that's a great point. So,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, I mean, that's the interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Robyn with Sex Money Radio. So, Robyn, before we go, is there anything else you wanted to promote? When's the next show? Anything else about Sex Money Radio?
Oh yeah, of course. So please follow our Instagram at Sex Money Radio. If you guys are interested in, submissions, whether that be music or whatever, art is postable, please do so in, our link in the bio, and, like, you guys can click the forum there. But yeah, like, as for our next show, I am gathering the deets for March. I don't want to speak about it too much yet, but since it's in the making, I do have two ways to go about it. So I've been thinking of curating an interview that could, specify in regard like health, with a specific fitness trainer, a Black fitness trainer, to where, he, definitely impacts the lives of those that, really just want to get in tune with their body. And also it can either go in a way where I am talking to a great friend of mine, and, like, he's definitely discussing his life path and what led up to him being a father today. So yeah, like, it can go that way. And honestly, I'm really excited for either way it goes. And I'm gonna start, what gathering all that information up, and yeah, it should be done maybe by the end of March. I think that I'm gonna start recording during spring break.
Okay, dope. That sounds really cool. So we'll look forward to that. The peoples will be waiting. So that
Sure.
okay, right, her. So that's great to hear. And like, it was great having you on Feel the Music, and I will be sure to connect with you next time. But until then, this has been your girl Becca Rose. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye, world.
Bye, y'all.